Hello everyone. Let's wait for a couple of minutes before we get started here. We're just waiting for a few more participants to join and we'll get started very soon. All right, in the interest of time, we'll get started. Hello everyone. Welcome to the introductory session of Roblox programming. Thanks a lot for enrolling. Hope everyone is staying home and staying safe during these tough times. We understand how hard it can be just staying home for so much time during these COVID-19 times. This session will be led by Mala, and I will be your moderator for this session. I'll be helping out Mala with questions and answers. I'll quickly introduce Mala. She comes with 14 years of rich corporate experience working across various software technologies in multiple MNCs like Samsung, Nokia, and Cognizant. She's working currently in a leading firm in Manhattan, New York. In her personal life, she's a mom of an 8-year-old and a strong believer in the importance of coding in early life of kids. Through her belief, dedication, and efforts on taking her son along with her on the journey of coding, she has seen a lot of logical and analytical development at this early age, which can be applied to all the aspects of life. And this is what inspired her to extend the reach to more kids to spread the knowledge and awareness of the importance of coding as a subject and not merely as a profession. With this, I will hand it over to Mala, who will take you through the learning experience. Over to you, Mala.
Thanks, Manas. Thanks everyone for joining. I hope everyone is staying home and healthy. Just give me 1 minute. I'll start. Okay. So I hope everyone has downloaded Roblox Studio and Roblox as per my instruction. This is the objective for today's webinar. We will be making our first obby. I'll introduce you to Roblox Studio, different parts of Roblox script, and I'll also give you a finish home exercise, which is a YouTube channel for my son, where he uploads his ideas for games and a tutorial for same. Now, if you have gone through instructions and if you have downloaded Roblox Studio on your desktop, you'll see a icon Studio. Please click on that. If this is your first time clicking Studio, you will be prompted with login. Please use your login credential, which you have created on Roblox, to log into the Roblox Studio. I'm assuming by now everyone has, I'm just giving time for kids to log in. I'm assuming by now everyone has launched their Roblox Studio and logged in. When you log into your Roblox Studio, you see this screen. The screen offers you different type of Roblox program you can make. You can start with a city, you can start with a village, and you can start with a racing game. Today we are going to start with Obby. Obby is, if you're not familiar with Roblox, Obby is a game where a player is presented with different obstacles and you have to cross those obstacles in order to win the game. To start with Obby, select the first option, which is base plate. Click on this. I'm just waiting after every step so that you can switch from webinar to Roblox Studio and follow the same step. Or I'll do one thing, I'll turn off the video so you guys have more so you can split your screen to Roblox Studio and webinar both. Hope everyone has reached to this stage. They have created a first new program with baseplate as starting. This is how Roblox Studio looks like. On your left corner, you see Toolbox. Toolbox is pre-created tools by other developer to use in your program as it is. If you want to create a game and if you want to use pre-created tools, you can simply drag and drop these tools to your program. Then you see on top corner, there are different tools. There's select tool, there's move tool. Move tool is to move your parts. I will introduce you as and when we go and write our Obby, we will be using these tools, so you will know more about these. On right hand side, you see Explorer. Explorer is where all our Roblox parts are listed. In this game, we have just started with base plate, so you see the base plate is listed here. As in when we add more parts will be listed here. When you select base plate, maybe down the Explorer or just next to Explorer, you will see Properties. Click on Properties. This will show property of the selected part in Explorer. So if you have selected base plate, go to Properties, and then you see there are different properties to be changed for base plate. For example, we have a color. Let's take some bright color. You can choose whatever color you want for this. Just repeating, I have selected base plate, switch to properties, selected a color, then I'm moving to different properties. There are many properties here. If you just leave your mouse on any property, it will tell you what they do. We're going to move to properties, which is below part called size, and we will resize our base plate to 20 width, 2 height, 20 length. Go to size, delete everything what was written, write 20, 2, 20. When you click enter, you'll see our base plate has resized. Just waiting here for a minute if anyone wants to follow. If anyone is not able to follow here, I have selected a base plate, repeating the instructions. I have selected a base plate in the Explorer. I went to properties, changed the color, and changed the size to 20 to 20. I'm also going to change the name of the base plate. In the programming, it's always good to rename your variables relevant so that you know. I see someone has asked a question that properties is not there for me. It can be on the down, like it can be just below the Explorer. Or you might take help from your parent to find out this window properties. Okay, moving on with the session, we will rename this to starting plate. Starting plate is the plate where our program will start. I see
Hi,
many
Mala.
people are asking that they can't find properties window. Maybe you go to on top menu, if you go to view and see properties. Do you see property there? Okay. So some parents say that under the view menu, you see properties. I understand that some people might not be able to follow completely through the session. I'll share the recording of the session after we are done with the webinar. I'll also share a YouTube link for my son who who uploads his game idea and tutorial about the same every week. So it will be easy to follow through that YouTube link if you're not able to complete this exercise in the webinar. Now I see a lot of people has found their properties page. So I'm starting this again because maybe people who didn't see the properties were not able to follow it. We went to workspace. We clicked on the base plate. I have changed it to starting plate now, but you might see as a base plate. We clicked on the base plate, move to properties, change the color. You can change any color or you can leave it the default color. It's up to you. Change the size to make it small. I'm starting with 20 to 20, 20 as a length, 2 as height, 20 as width. You can choose whatever size you want. This is the plate where our player will come and our game will start in the beginning. I've also changed the name from base plate to starting plate. It's always good practice in programming to name your variable perfect. So by just starting name, by just seeing name, you know what this particular part will do. Okay, so now we are here with our starting plate. Now we need to tell Roblox that we need our player to come here. How do we do that? Is go to model. On the menu, you see home, model, click model. You will see a menu called spawn. Spawn is a part which you use so that your player can appear at that space, at that location. Click on the spawn. How you click is you hold left mouse button down on the spawn and drag it to the position where you want. Or just click it, it will appear. Hold the mouse key, left mouse key down on the spawn which you see on the screen and drag it to your starting plate and leave it here. Repeating the instructions, go to the model tab, select spawn. When you see a spawn on your screen, select that part with left mouse key down and drag it to your starting plate. What we have done till now is we have created our starting plate, we have created a spawn. Let's just test that will our player appear on this place. To do that, go to the home menu and click play. Perfect. You see a program. Okay, to navigate into the screen, if you have never played Roblox, left and right is to change your view. Up key is to walk forward. Back key is to walk backward. Space is for jump. Left to change the view left. Right to change the view right. Up to move forward. Down to move backward. And space to jump. Till now, our program is working fine. We have a starting place. Our player is appearing. I'm stopping here to start the next stage. In Roblox Obby, we have millions sort of obstacles which we can create. But today, due to limited time, we're going to work on two obstacles. They are called lava bar and choose your own path. Lava bars are kind of obstacle where you are presented with lot of lava bars. If you touch those, they're made of lava, so if you touch, you die. Another type of obstacle is choose your own path, where you have presented with more than one path and only one of them is correct. So if you go on the wrong one, you die. But if you select the right one, you can pass that obstacle. So let's start working on our lava bar. Today, I will create 3 lava bars. You can create as many as you want. You can just start with one. You can create more. It's up to you how you want your obstacles in the game. To start with lava bar, I am selecting starting plate. If you didn't rename, you will see base plate here. I have renamed it to starting plate. I'll just wait for a minute for anyone to follow the instructions because I see some people are asking for time. Okay, select the starting plate. Now I need another plate here which will work as a lava base for me. There are 2 ways to do that. I can go to part and create another part, or the easier way is I already have a part in my game. I can right click and say duplicate. Select the starting plate, right click, duplicate, or do Control D. If you're a keyboard person, you can just select and do Control D. I'm going to select duplicate. This created another plate. I'll go to properties, change the name to lava base. This plate will work as a base plate for my lava bar. Now, if you go and see on top, the tools which we talked about, move tool, scale tool, and rotate, select move tool. When you select move tool, you see you have 3 arrows on the screen, green arrow, red, and blue. Move tool is used to move a part, and direction of arrow is kind of explanatory in which direction you use which arrow to move to which direction. Right now, I want to move to red direction. So I will select red, hold my left mouse key down and drag it to this direction. I'm waiting here for some time and repeating the instructions. I selected starting plate, right click, duplicate it, rename it to lava base, select the move tool, move the part with red arrow key, and just move in a way that it's right adjacent to your starting plate. Now I'm going to select the next tool, which is just next to move. Someone is asking, have a zoom screen. So if you have a zoom screen, you can zoom in, zoom out with up and down arrow keys. Click on the screen, and if you can change your screen view with up and down arrow keys. Also, if you want to change your view, select right mouse key down and drag and drop the way you want. If you feel that it's not comfortable for you, this is the way to adjust your screen. and up and down is to zoom in and zoom out. I hope you have a screen where you can work now. It's according to your view. How do we go to first screen? I'm not sure what first screen means, but okay. Continuing to the session, select the lava base again, select the scale tool. Scale tool is to resize your part. Since I'm going to be adding some lava bar on top of it, I need to give space to player to jump upon those bar. That's the reason you need to have your lava base plate a little bit bigger. How do you make it bigger is select the red dot, left mouse key down and drag it. Drag it to the position you want. We want bigger lava base. Similarly, these blue and green you can use to if you want to scale in that direction. But for now, I just want to increase in red direction. Hope you have scaled the lava base by now. We'll go to properties of lava base. We will select the color we want. Changing the color is up to you. You can leave it the default color or change the way you want. And that's it for lava base. Now I want to add 3 lava bar on top of lava base. I'm going to select starting plate again, right click, duplicate. Selecting the starting plate, right click, duplicate. When your starting plate is selected, go and select the move tool because we want to move the part which just duplicated to make it lava bar. How we move it, we need to move it to red direction, but since I don't have a space, there's another part here, it won't let me move to the red direction. So I'm moving to green direction first. Again, the same way, you hold this arrow with left mouse key down and drag it to the direction you want. Then I'll move into red direction and again down because I want this bar to come on top of my lava base. Repeating the instructions, I have duplicated starting plate and I have moved the starting plate on the lava base. Now I'll go to properties, change the name to lava bar 1, change the size to 120. You don't want your lava bar to be big because player need to be able to jump upon this. Since it's a lava bar, I'll change the color to bright red. Also, if you see just below color, we have material. You can select whatever kind of material you want. To make it a little more bright, I would like to select it as a neon. To make a lava bar, we duplicated starting plate. We resized it to 120. We moved it to lava base, changed the color to red, changed the material to neon. I think I'll just wait for one more minute for kids to follow. Okay, so till now what we have done is kind of a block programming where you're not writing exact code, but you're using a frameworks block to connect and change some of their properties, change the way they look, change the way they are placed in your game. But to make it a lava bar, to make this piece break your player, what we need to do is we need to add a script on this part. Scripting language used in Roblox is Lua, and we're going to write in the script that if player touches this bar, break it. How do we do this? Go to lava bar 1, click plus icon next to it. You will be presented with multiple options. Select script. When you select a script, your screen will switch to print hello world. This is default written in every script. Delete this. I'm just repeating my instructions. I selected lava bar 1, clicked on plus next to it, and selected a script, and then deleted everything which was written on the script. Now here we will write a program so that if a player touches lava bar, all its joints are broken. I am pasting the code for this in the chat box, so in case it's difficult to type for the kids, it can be, you can copy paste from here. And I'm waiting here for kids to type it out before I start explaining. Instead of copy, you can also instead of typing, you can also copy paste from the chat. I've copied, I pasted in the chat box. I hope everyone has copied the code. If you haven't, just type in a question box. Just let me know, so I'll wait for a few more seconds. Okay. Now I'll explain what this script is doing. In Roblox, each part is associated with parent and child relationship. For example, if you see workspace, workspace is parent, camera is child of workspace, terrain is child of workspace. If you click an icon next to workspace and close it, all child will stop, like you won't see any child. When you click, anything which is visible is child of workspace. Similarly, spawn location is child of workspace, but then if you click on icon, spawn location has its own child as well. When we go to lava bar is a child of workspace, and lava bar has one more child called script, in which we are writing the program. Now let's go to program. What we are doing is we are saying script parent. Script parent is lava bar 1. Touched. Touched is an event. Any gaming programming is always event-based program in which actions are mapped to an event. So in this, we are mapping that if you touch, what should happen? This particular code will be executed. Here, what you're doing is hit is a variable which was hit in this operation. You go to the parent of hit, and these functions are defined by framework. In the beginning, they might look tough, but if you are going through proper training session for a coding language, you will start understanding these terminologies. What is function, what is variable, they'll become more familiar to you. As of now, this function is given by a framework, a Roblox framework, and it will let you find a human who has touched the lava bar. So if any human is touching, we are calling a function called break joins, which means your player, if your player is touching the lava bar, that particular player will die. With this, we are done with the coding of lava bar. And what we have done, I'm just repeating, we duplicated starting plate, we resized it, we moved it, changed the color, and wrote a script so that it can behave the way we want. Now, since in the beginning I said that I'm going to have 3 lava bar in my program, I'll just select the lava bar 1, duplicate one more time, duplicate one more time. For the recently duplicated one, I'll just change the name. Rest everything will be copied from the first lava bar. I've just changed the name to lava bar 2 and 3. And then I also need to move them to proper location. So I'll select the bar, I'll select the move tool, and I'll just put it in little far than first one so the player can jump. Similarly, I'm selecting the lava bar 3. Move tool is already selected, so I'll put it here. That's how we create different lava bars. You can have as many as you want in your program, or you can have just one. Let's test this out. To test this out, go to Home menu and select the option Play. When you play, I'm adjusting my view with the left arrow key, and then moving forward with up, and jump is with space. So see, I jumped this. I'll also show you if I don't jump, what's going to happen. But in the beginning, I'll just show you how to jump. And then, for example, if I touch this, I'll die, because that's what you have programmed. Can't hear you. Okay, I'll speak a little bit louder because someone says can't hear you. Till now we have created lava bar. I'm just playing to test if my lava bar program is working fine. And how to play is adjust your view where you want to walk. Walk with forward arrow key, jump on the lava bar because you don't want to touch it. Even though I jumped it, I touched it, so I died. Walk this, walk this. Oh, I touched this. So by now we know our program is working. Let's stop and work on the next obstacle. Recap of what we have done till now. We have created a starting plate. We have created a spawn location for your player to appear. We duplicated the starting plate. Okay, people are asking me to check my sound. Okay, I think my sound is good. Got it. Recap again because I interrupted, sorry. I have created a starting plate. I have created a spawn. Then we duplicate the starting plate and change its size to make it bigger. We created few lava bars and placed them apart so that player can easily jump and play a game. We wrote a script which I copy pasted in the chat box, and if you want, I'll email your parents later on. And this is how we completed our first obstacle, which is called lava bar in Roblox language. I'm going to be starting with the next obstacle, which is called choose your own path. Choose your own path. We will create 3 paths for player. 2 of them will be wrong path and 1 will be correct path. I'll just wait here for a 1 or 2 minutes. How to play this? Someone is asking me how to play this. So, do you see home menu on top of your screen? Go to home menu, click on the plus. I'm sorry. Click on the play. And give me 1 minute, I'll just show you the control, how these are the control you use to navigate when you play Roblox game. Up arrow keys to move forward, down arrow keys to move backward, space to jump, right and left arrow keys is to change the direction of your view. Player will always walk in the direction we are facing the view. It takes a little while to become familiar with Roblox, how you play Roblox, but once you're comfortable, it's pretty easy. Okay, now I start with another obstacle. Someone says play option is grayed out. I'm not sure why your play option is grayed out, but if you feel that's the case, just save your file, close out of Roblox Studio, and then open the studio again by double clicking on that file. Wherever you are saving, make sure you know where you're saving, and just double click on that file to open this again. If your play option is grayed out, maybe you didn't log in before, you might want to check if you have your username on top right corner. I'm just giving some time gap so that the instructions I'm telling kids can follow. Did you create lava bar also using starting plate? Yes, I created using starting plate. I'm just creating using starting plate just to have little less work. You can select any plate and duplicate it and change the size and assuming it as a lava bar. But in this program, yes, I duplicated using the starting plate. Okay, I am going to move now to the next obstacle. In case you were not able to follow this, as I said, I'll share a YouTube link of my son's channel where he has tutorial for a different kind of obstacle, how to create those obstacles in Roblox Studio. Let's start with choose your own path. Again, I'm selecting starting plate and duplicating it. In this session, all paths, my starting point is starting plate and I'm duplicating it and resizing and changing color and using the same for my next obstacle. So right click starting plate, select duplicate or Control D. Duplicate. I see another starting plate. Let's go to the properties and name this as path 1. You'll see move tool automatically, but if you don't see, just select the path 1 and click on the move. Move a little bit up in the green direction, then move into the red direction. If your mouse is stuck here, which means you need to adjust your view to have a little more space, or maybe zoom out, select your red again and then move. We want to move it to just next to our lava bar. Since player has walked till here, Now it's the next stage where player will walk. So try to put it just next to your lava bar. If there's some space, which is okay, player will have to jump to reach to your path. This is where I have adjusted it. I'm doing the same thing which I've done before, duplicating starting plate and moving it to appropriate position. After this is moved, I will select scale option, which is again next to move. And if you want to use keyboard, it's Control and the number 3. I'm selecting scale. I need to make it little less width because I want to have 3 paths here. So I am reducing the size in the blue direction. How I have done is hold down blue dot with your left mouse key and drag it to where you want. If you want to increase, drag it away. If you want to decrease, drag it inside. This is how I have created my path. First, I'll go select in the Explorer path 1, going to properties and changing the color, optional, but it's up to you. If you want your program to be colorful, change color. If you want to leave it as it is for now and change color later on because you feel it's too many instructions, so you can do the coloring part later on. Now this is our path 1. I will create 2 more paths, but I will duplicate path 1 now, not the starting plate. Just repeating it, I'm not duplicating starting plate now. I'm duplicating path 1. Only reason is because I know the size is exactly what I want for path 1. The size is going to be same for path 2 and path 3. So right click, duplicate 1 time. Again, select any path, duplicate 1 more time because we want 3 paths in our obby. Now leave one as path 1, select the other path, change the name to path 2, change the color to something else. Repeating instructions here, select the path 1, duplicate it 2 times, select any path 1, change the name to path 2, change the color. Now we will select the move tool and move this path to next to path 1, something like here. Now we have our path 2 ready. Path 1 is green color, path 2 is yellow color. I'm going to do same thing with path 3. I'll select the path 1, there are 2 path 1 now. I'll select any of them, go to the properties, change the name to path 3, select the color, any color, and move it to here. So now after player crosses lava bar, he has 3 paths to go. Path 1, green, path 2, yellow, path 3, this one. I'm repeating the instructions again for creating path, all paths. I selected starting plate, duplicated it, move the starting plate first with green arrow, then with red arrow, and then again bringing it down with green arrow. I changed the color. I used the scale tool, resized it, changed the name to path 1. And then when I had my path 1, I duplicated the path 1 to create path 2, path 3. For path 2 and 3, all I have done till now is change the name and change the color. Both are optional. If your name is same, if your color is same, program will still work. But just to make it look a little nicer and explanatory, I'm changing the name and colors. Now I'm going to introduce you to one property of a part which is called can collide. Select any path, go to properties, go down to the section which says behavior, and third number you see can collide. I'm repeating again, select any path among the three paths, go to properties, behavior, can collide. If you mouse over it, you can read what it does. I'm just telling you that if this property is true, which means any player can touch your part. But if this property is false, no one can touch this part. If anyone is touching this part, they will die. That's what we want for our wrong path. Let's say green, which is selected right now. If you have selected anything else, which is okay too, whatever is selected, we will do can collide false, which means this is our wrong path now. A player will not be able to walk on this. If player will walk on this, they will die. You want to do same for one more path because only one path will be correct. Two paths will be wrong. So select one more path, not the previous one. Select something else. Select the path. Go to properties, behavior, can collide, false. So path 3 still has can collide true, which means user can walk from path 3. They cannot walk from path 1 and path 2. I am repeating instructions for entire this path, choose your own path obstacle. We started with starting plate. We did right click, duplicate. This duplicated one more similar path as starting plate. We selected that path. We moved that path next to our lava bar and changed the size so that 3 paths can fit there. After changing the size, we change the color. We change the name. Once we have the exact size for path 1, we took the path 1, we duplicated it 2 times to create 2 more similar paths and position them in the way it's visible on the screen. Once you have 3 paths, for 2 paths which we want them as a wrong path for player, we went to the properties and deselected can collide, which means user cannot collide to these parts. Okay, I'm going to test it out till here if it's working fine. To test, you always go to home and play. Adjusting my view with right arrow key. Walking forward with up arrow key. Jump with space. Oh, I touched the lava bar, I think, yeah. When you touch the lava bar, you have to start your program all over again. Got it. Now, I know the rightmost path is correct, but I still walk on the yellow to see we die. We can't walk on that path. I'll play one more time to show you that we can walk on the correct path. Okay. Now I'm going to walk towards this, adjust my little bit, walk towards this, adjust my view. And walk on this. I can walk on this. That's my choose your own path. Let's stop it. This is all I wanted for today, but I'm going to add one more block to make it as a winning zone. Select starting plate, right click this, duplicate it, move it at the end of choose your own path so that player can walk on this when they cross the choose your own path obstacle. I'm scaling it to make it a little more bigger since this is kind of our last plate where player if reaches this plate, which means they win. Quickly, I'll also introduce you to Toolbox. We're running out of time, but I'll quickly introduce you to the Toolbox. On left side, you see Toolbox, where I told you we have objects created by other developers. Let's just search and see if they have something for winner. Okay, I'm just going to take this. How do you take it? Just select and change the size. And if it's becoming difficult for you to adjust the view and put it, you can do this later on. This is kind of optional. I just need to make it a little bit more smaller. And okay, I'm not going to position. Oh, this is the winner zone. I've just showed you how you can use a part which is created by other player. Just drag and drop and position wherever you want. And if you click play, you will see that there's a winner zone there. So if you pass this obby, you'll reach to that pole which is rotating. That's it for today. What we have covered is what is Roblox Studio, a basic introduction to script, basic introduction to what is obstacle in Roblox term, and how can you create your own obstacles. There are there are million of obstacles available, and if you're familiar with Roblox, you see Obby with thousands of stages. So there's endless imagination possibility here if you want to uh, continue adding more obstacle and learning more about Obby in Roblox. Also, as I told you, as a home exercise, I will share a YouTube channel, which is my son's YouTube channel. He loves Roblox and he loves programming. He started programming a few years back, and now he has started putting his ideas to a YouTube channel. Every week, he either puts some game idea or a tutorial how to achieve that game. I'll share the link with your parents. With this, if we have any question, Manas, I would like to take that.
I think we have addressed all the questions as of now. But still, if people have more questions, they can reach out by email and we'll make sure that we'll answer them as quickly as possible.
Manas, are you mute?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
So I'm saying that we have answered almost all the questions that have been asked, some probably to the best possible extent that we can. But if you have further questions when you're doing these exercises at home and you have some questions that you want to ask, please reach out via email and we'll make sure that we will answer you as quickly as possible.
In that case, I'll say thanks for joining. Also, I would like to answer one question which people ask very frequently, that what is a perfect age for a kid to start coding? I get this question very often, and answer to this question is that as soon as your child is comfortable using desktop, keyboard, and mouse, that's the perfect age to start coding. I personally feel coding is very similar to mathematics. It's not easy, nor it's not the subject where all kids excel. It's not the subject where all kid will pursue their career. But it is going to be a core subject in coming future, the way it's becoming popular. Soon, coding won't be an optional subject for our kid. So with that, I'll end this session. Thanks for joining. Keep coding. Bye. Thank you, everyone.